ChatGPT helped me pay off $12,000 of my $23,000 in credit card debt. Insane, right? I can't even believe that I was able to pay off over $12,000 in 30 days using a challenge that I came up with using ChatGPT. So let's just start from the beginning. Back when I decided that I was going to actually focus on paying off my debt, I honestly didn't even know where to begin. I knew I had credit card debt. I knew that I needed to start paying it off because I was going to get to the point where even just making these minimum payments was going to be overwhelming. So I turned to the thing that I turned to basically for everything, especially in my business. I turned to ChatGPT. My first prompt literally was this: I know that I'm in credit card debt. I have no idea how much credit card debt I'm in, and I'm not really sure where to start. Now, like most, I Googled where to start. I looked up Dave Ramsey. I looked up any other person that I could think of. I did a ton of research on YouTube. And I still was like, okay, well, I don't even know how much credit card debt I'm actually in. I didn't really want to spend my emergency fund. I decided that I was going to put our expenses on credit cards. And ultimately, I didn't realize a little charge there, a little charge here, and, it does start to add up. I was still making the minimum payments, so I wasn't really looking at the total number of debt that I had. Fast forward a few months, and I decided it was probably time to start looking at how much credit card debt I was actually in. So, like I said, that was my first prompt. I'm not really sure where to start. And ChatGPT, who I have created a personal assistant out of ChatGPT. Her name is Livy. We can get into that in another video, but I will mention Livy a few times in this video, so I just want to preface as to who she is. So I went to Livy and I said, okay, I am in credit card debt. How do I get out of credit card debt? And where do I begin? So she recommended that I make a debt repayment tracker in Google Sheets. So she walked me through. I told her what I wanted it to look like. I told her what I wanted to do. And honestly, I'm really, really happy with the product that we were able to create. If you are interested in that tracker, it is in the link in the description in my Stan store. So I created this whole tracker. I then was able to see all of my credit cards, including not only my credit cards, but also including my car payments, my personal loan that I have out, and also my student loans. And then I broke it down even further. I didn't know whether I wanted to do the snowball method or the avalanche method. They are part of Dave Ramsey's program. And I looked at all of my credit cards, and this is where I started to realize that I was in $23,000 of credit card debt. And ultimately, I didn't even realize I had gotten up to $23,000. It didn't feel like I had charged that much, but over a year or so of charging my credit cards, it does add up. And I was putting a lot of my expenses on credit so that I was not spending my emergency fund. So then I came up with an idea of using ChatGPT to create a 30-day challenge, and I was going to document this on TikTok. And I'll be honest, I went through TikTok and I blocked every single person that I knew. If you were in my inner circle, if I thought that my inner circle would somehow find you from someone else, like through the grapevine, I blocked everyone. I was more comfortable with telling strangers on the internet about my debt than I didn't really want anyone to find out. So I started this challenge, and the first day it was like sell 5 things on Facebook Marketplace. And then the second day was look up unclaimed money. If you are not familiar with unclaimed money, essentially it is your money that you are owed that you never cashed the check or it never got to your house or whatever, and it goes to the state. So you can look up your name, and that's how you're able to determine if you have any unclaimed money. I had $700 in unclaimed money. And that's really where this challenge started to kind of take off a little bit. So that particular video went viral. And at that point, I was still kind of in denial. My husband is like, hey, I really think that you should kind of like tell people about this. Like it's viral now. Like it might get out there. And at that point I was still absolutely in denial. It's not going to get to anyone because I blocked everyone. It's not a big deal. We're fine. I'm just going to keep going. And then I had a couple other challenges. It was like I was to find something on Facebook Marketplace for free and then flip it for money. That one, I ended up finding a swing set on Facebook Marketplace for free, and I loved it so much that I redid it and I didn't want to sell it. So then I tried to say, hey, I saved that money because ultimately I would have bought this swing set for my daughter. I would have put it on credit, but I didn't. I found it for free, and I used wood that was already in my garage. So I think I should be able to use that money that I saved to put towards my credit card debt. And I will be honest, it was like a trust fall where no one caught me because all of my followers were like, no, it doesn't count. You have to find something else. So that was kind of a flop. And then I think it was around day 6, maybe in that 6 or 8, I can't remember. It told me to tattoo my debt number, so $23,000, on a watermelon and sell it on eBay as debt art. I thought this one was totally going to flop. I was like, there is no way that someone is going to buy a watermelon as debt art. So I posted it and it started gaining traction. And when I tell you, like, that video right now has probably close to 2.8 million views on that video. I could not believe that one took off. I think because it was just so out there. Like who's going to do that? And honestly, I was like, I'm going to try it. Why not try it? So I did it, and I ended up selling that watermelon for $51. And I didn't have to ship the watermelon, which was really nice because the woman that purchased it, she was like, hey, I actually don't want the watermelon. If you could just send me a picture of it just for a memory, that would be great. I really just wanted to help in your debt-free journey, which shout out to Taylor because that was so nice of her and she did not need to do that. So I was able to make her like a whole like box up and ship it over to her. But yeah, so if you are looking to sell your debt art on eBay, I kind of started a trend because now I've gone on there and there's like 10 different people that have put their like debt number on some kind of fruit or some kind of like out crazy thing and selling it as debt art. So, I mean, hey, you might want to try that. That might be something that's like trending right now. Another task was to literally manifest $1. And this one I made a funny video out of, and I thought that people would laugh at it, but they actually thought I was making fun of manifestation, and I totally wasn't. I totally believe in manifestation. But that video ended up also going viral. And it was like different things of me like sitting out back and just like trying to envision a dollar. And then I was also like writing out like manifestation, like I made $1 or something like that. I can't remember what it was. So then it started to really gain traction. Like people were literally waiting for my videos. I donated plasma, which I will never do again. That was absolutely awful. I did not realize that the first time that you donate plasma, you are there for at least 3 hours. You definitely want to make sure that you have a high like protein meal before you go. They check that. They check everything. I think because I was so anxious, my heart rate was up. So I had to wait for my heart rate to come down. I do a video. I filmed myself before going in, and then I filmed myself when I came out. She unfortunately did not hit my vein the first time. Oh my gosh, the thought of this is making me nauseous. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. She didn't, and then she had to dig, and it was just, oh, okay. All right. I can't even talk about it. I'm sorry. Get back in my car and I filmed the video. Oh, I did it. And I made $80 from that. And I could have, if I had gone back for that first month, if I had gone back twice a week, it would have been $680 that I could have made. And I'll be honest, guys, it just was not worth it for me. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. It was awful. And like, I was pale as a ghost. I probably should not have drove home, but I did. And yeah, that one, they actually commented and said, I cannot believe how pale you are when you come back into frame. And like, I thought I was just like, cause I was warm and everything else, but no, like I see it and I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have drove myself. Like I'm already not okay with needles. So that whole situation of not being able to find my vein and digging around, it just, yeah. As you can see, I don't like that stuff at all. So then it started to, I mean, here are the other tests. So I signed up for user testing. You had to film yourself doing like a practice test, and then they would let you know whether or not you got into the program. I have yet to hear back from them. I signed up to sell my junk mail. I actually at first got waitlisted, and then 2 weeks into the challenge, I was accepted. So you basically get like points for every piece of junk mail that you send in, and then you put it in this envelope that they've mailed to you, and then you get a $20 after 2,000 points, you get a $20 Mastercard gift card, which I know that really isn't a lot, but it is something. Another big thing was signing up for Rover. Rover's really nice because although you do have to pay for a $50 background check, you do end up making that back pretty quickly. So I do think that is one that is repeatable. And then it was making like some kind of digital product and selling that. So I had already did that with my Stand store. I had the debt repayment tracker in there. I created an ebook where I documented my journey a little bit, and I sold that for $2, I think it was. I had a coloring book where it was like a debt-free journey. I have a coloring book where you can do like adult coloring of your debt-free journey. And I really enjoy that one because they're ultimately, when you're in a debt-free journey, you're looking for things to do to pass the time, whether it be you're reading a book, or you're cleaning your house, or you're doing puzzles, or like something to pass the time. So I actually really enjoy doing like coloring, especially at night when I've had like a very stressful day. That was like very relaxing for me. So I guess one of the biggest ones that I was able to make the majority of the money that I was able to make in this challenge was, I think it was like day 28. It said, go back through every single account that you have ever had and check to make sure that you're not missing any money. So I actually had, I think it was like $180 in Venmo that was sitting there that I just didn't realize. We had gotten paid for, my husband had did like a side job and we had gotten paid, and I never transferred that money. So there was $180 there. Then my husband was like, hey, didn't we used to have a brokerage account? Have you checked that lately? And it had been 2 years because the last time I had checked this account was before my daughter was born. So I signed in, and I know the reason at that point that I didn't pull the money out then was because it wasn't vested. So my old brokerage, my old real estate brokerage, I was able to put 5% of my commission checks into purchasing stock, and then essentially it needed to be vested, and that's how you can pull the money out. This was all back in 2020, and I guess it needed 5 years to vest, I think it was. I can't even remember. I went on there and there was $10,200 sitting in that account that I was able to pull out and put towards my debt, which I realized that not everyone is going to be able to do that. But with all said and done, I was able to make roughly $2,000 off of the challenge. And then if you add in the $10,000 that I found in an old brokerage account, the grand total was just over $12,000. And ultimately, I thought that was a success because I was not going in with the thought process of paying off the $23,000. It was more paying down the $23,000. It would have been amazing if I could pay off the $23,000, but I knew with some of the challenges, I was like, I only made $51 off this. I only made $8 here. And when you're only making like little things, like that's ultimately why I said, I don't think I'm going to pay off the $23,000, but at least I can pay down the $23,000. So I was able to pay off $12,000 essentially with the help of ChatGPT. And it's a challenge that I would do over and over again. So much so that what I decided is that I was going to use ChatGPT for a second challenge to pay off the remaining $10,000 in 30 days. So I was going to be absolutely debt-free in 30 days using ChatGPT. So stay tuned for that video to see if I'm able to accomplish it in 30 days. I'm super, super excited for it. If you have any questions about the challenge, what my prompt was, I have made all of those videos on TikTok. I will put it down in the description below. But if you want me to make a video on what my prompt was, what I thought were the most successful tasks to do throughout the challenge, if you have any questions about what I used for my debt repayment tracker, that's also down in the description. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you were interested in seeing about this challenge. Like I said, I think it was a total success. And if you want to check out my TikTok, I will link it down below in the description. I would check out ChatGPT if you have not already. It has absolutely changed my life. I don't think I could have accomplished nearly as much as I have without the help of it. And I am super excited to see what else it can help me with here in the next couple of months. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one. Hey, if you are interested in more financial glow up videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out all of my videos right here.